Hello, I'm Jess Ketterer.
And I'm Byron Ruff, and we're back with the summer edition of the Hightstown High School Ram Report.
On today's show, we catch a glimpse of the Drama Club's one acts, give a huge shout out to Mrs. Horta as she leaves Hightstown this year, and watch the boys lacrosse team end their season with a big battle. All this and more on the Hightstown High School Ram Report.
First up, let's take a look at the senior and junior directed one acts that took place this past May. Take it away, Jess.
This year we had 3 unique, entertaining one acts. The first one was called Check Pleased and was directed by Fiona Majura and Victoria Rutterholt.
Our show is about, it starts off with these 2 characters called Guy and Girl, and they had just broken up, and they were with their 2 friends, and their friends were like, okay, go back into the dating world, let's go on some blind dates. And so they do, and they go on these series of crazy, wacky blind dates. Like one of them is a psychic. One of them.
That's a typo.
Oh, you're a psychologist.
Psychic?
One of them is a total mansplaining polygamist.
It's okay if you are. I dated a guy once who had multiple ex-wives.
Oh, don't worry about that. I don't have any ex-wives.
Okay.
I have lives.
It's just a bunch of crazy people. And eventually they find each other after a series of bad dates, and they say, hey, let's just be friends again.
The comedy of the show definitely drew the directors to the show, along with other factors.
We chose this show because it was a really funny show, and a lot of the other shows on like the website where you can get one acts were very sort of, I don't know, they felt childish, and we didn't like the names of the script, so if it has a bad name, we figured it was a bad show. And this one just had like a good plot, but it was also funny and had a lot of opportunity for acting and directing choices.
Oh, it's the Italian. If I wanted to say you look beautiful in the color blue, I would say Mille grazie, De Niro e DiCaprio a canzone.
So we chose this one because it had a lot of parts and it had a lot of diverse parts, and so we knew based on like who's regularly in drama club, and we know there's always people who do the one acts who aren't normally in drama club who could possibly play different parts, and so we were comfortable with choosing this show to be able to cast it and direct it.
With a cast this large, scheduling issues can be an issue.
We didn't have a full cast run through until the Thursday before opening night. So like we had one full cast run through and then the actual show, so that was kind of rough.
Although there are some conflicts leading with opening night, the show was a success with a few small surprises.
Okay, I got it. Ready? Right here, one gone. Consider yourself politically independent. Love movies. You're fine by an act. You're a burger rising. I'm done.
Next is As We Go Along, written by Isabella Pipitone and directed alongside Chris McGinley.
My show is about 3 best friends. One of them is a junior, 2 of them are seniors, and it's about the college transition process that happens at the end of the year. So it's about how this process of, applying to college, getting into college affects their friendship and also their definition of home and how they feel about it.
In less than 10 months, the 2 people I love most in this world are going to leave for college. In other words, they're going to leave me here to die. Here in Akron, Ohio, also known as the rubber capital of the world.
It's really about the meaning of home and how relationships form who you are as a person and where you go in the future.
I know that as we go along in our somewhat navigated and somewhat directionless direction, I know that we'll always have our friendship. I love you both so much. Thank you.
And so it's just really how do your interconnections with the people you're closest to and how does your hometown really shape your views and how you're going to progress in the future, and it really creates a solid foundation for your life.
You don't have any colleges listed on your naviance? What's going on?
I wouldn't say things going on per se.
So, what's the hesitation on applying then?
Well, my boyfriend and I...
Alan Pearson?
Yes, Alan. We just haven't talked about the school that we wanted to apply to yet. That's all.
Every year I see my friends who are seniors leave the school, and I just thought that no one has really written something that kind of talks about that and discusses what it's like for a group of friends to break apart by just a natural transition that happens in high school all the time.
The unique show comes unique directing techniques to embody the authenticity of the story.
A unique directing kind of idea that I had was to sometimes get my actors to say one word and then carry their scene just using that one word, because what really mattered was the levels that they were going to and then the emotion they needed at certain parts. So saying that one word kind of let them not get caught up on the diction and articulation, but like kind of the emotion of the scene that was really important for them to understand.
You need a plan B. But Mom, I got in. I got into Stanford. I didn't. You don't need a plan B when you find out you have scholarships. Majority of tuition. Until then, you're applying to Ohio State. Can't I just be happy for 5 minutes? I don't need a plan B. I got into Stanford.
For the first week or so, I'd say, for the rehearsals, what we'd have the kids do was we would have them basically do the scenes and tell them what they saw with the characters and where they wanted to go with the characters and how they thought it would make better for the show. That really was in English. And so then after that, once they kind of gave their perspective, how do they see the show? How do they see themselves fitting into it? Then we kind of molded, well, this is what we see, and we worked together to make a compromise as to how the best way for the show to be, to how to bring out their character through costumes, stage movements, and other decisions.
Last but not least, we have 10 Reasons You Should Have Stayed Home Today, directed by juniors Aaron Nauer and Byron Emery.
It showed about 10 reasons you should stay home sick, so it kind of takes the day of an everyday high school student, and it shows like the ups and downs of the high school day that might bring them down and make them not want to just continue that. It's like all the craziness of it.
It's about students trying to show how school is stressful and how there are different struggles that every student faces.
Forsaken me!
Pull it together!
The juniors inspired to pick this show based on its comedy and realism.
My friend Erin, she chose it, and I looked at it and I was like, wow, it's kind of related to school and something that we can all relate to.
Thank God.
In like 60 seconds.
What?
All right, class! Everything under your desks, including your dignity!
Typically, it's just like the fact that it was a comedy. I feel like that draws out a lot of people just to come see it.
Some scheduling issues which prompted other decisions to be made.
Yes, unfortunately, one of my actors had a little issue with scheduling, so we had to drop. And me being Brian, I had to hop in, go on stage, perform his part. But he would have done an amazing job, and I wish that he would have stayed a little bit longer.
6, 7, 8. Oh, say, can you see it?
Congratulations to the cast and crew for a successful show. We look forward to seeing a fall play, Romeo and Juliet. I'm Jasmine Rose, signing off.
Thanks, Jess, and congrats to everyone involved in the show.
Hightstown is involved in many exchange programs where students come and stay in the States for a few weeks. But that is nothing compared to the year-long stay of an Icelandic exchange student here at Hightstown. Here with the story is Michael Ordahl with a profile of Sigrun Hauksdottir.
Sigrun recently enrolled in Hightstown High School earlier this year. She came all the way from Iceland on August 10th, 2017. Sig is staying with freshman Laura Pavlovich's family. There are many differences between schools here in the United States versus those in Iceland.
Hightstown High School is way bigger and they have a lot more people. My school in Iceland was from 1st to 10th grade. So every grade had about 30 people, and all the grades were split into two classrooms. So you were with the same 15 people in every class, and then you never got the electives or anything like that. So that was really different. They didn't have any sports in school or any clubs. So if you wanted to do something after school, you had to find the club sport.
We have become used to our surroundings and what is considered American. To outsiders, however, our culture is only seen through the media. Sig describes what her reactions were to seeing America for the first time.
In other places, just looks at America as the stereotypical movies, and how all the lockers or all the the gym and all the big things, and it was probably my favorite thing to see.
Sig started her application process in February of 2017. She describes what inspired her to take part in the exchange.
My brother went to Argentina as an exchange student, and I just got interested in going somewhere else and trying something new. And I chose the US kind of because I've seen it on the movies, and I thought it would just be interesting to see how it would go, and I wanted to see.
Sig enjoys many things about American culture. She looked forward to new experiences when she first arrived. Now that her time here is almost finished, she points out her favorite qualities.
I really never get like that homesick. I mean, I often miss like certain things or certain people, but I haven't really gotten the feeling like, wow, I wish I was at home right now.
Sig feels comfortable here at Hightstown. As part of the Ram family, HHS is her home away from home.
At first, it was all of like the new stuff I was trying and the new experiences. So like trying new foods or going to the new school and seeing how it all is and like if it's the same as I expected. But now I would say probably my favorite thing would be all the people I met and like my friends and the family I'm living with.
We're so happy that Sig came to Hightstown. She helped us learn more about the bigger world. Sadly, in the coming weeks, she'll return back to Iceland, and we wish her farewell. For the Ram Report, I'm Michael Ordahl, signing off.
Thanks, Michael, and thank you, Sig, for deciding to spend your time here with us at Hightstown.
Let's take a look at spring sports. The standout sport being boys lacrosse. With countless hours of practice and hard work, the boys lacrosse team made their way to the record books. Here's Denise Quintanilla with the story.
This year, Hightstown's boys varsity lacrosse team had their best season yet, with their 2018 record being 17-4. They made it to both MCTs and states, where they were sadly eliminated, but put up a good fight the entire season. Their overall season was very successful, and they should all be proud of themselves. For the final round of MCTs, Hightstown played against Princeton Day School for a very tough match. Both teams showed work and dedication to the team. Here's how the stats played out. The first goal of the game was scored by Princeton Day School at minute 6:50 in the first quarter. The first Hightstown goal was scored by number 6, Matt DiCristofaro, at 51 seconds into the first quarter. The fourth goal for Princeton Day School was scored at minute 10:19 in the second quarter. The eighth goal for Princeton Day was scored at minute 2:57 in the second quarter. The second goal was scored by Matt DiCristofaro at minute 8:41 in the fourth quarter with a nice pass from number 12, Liam Connolly. The final goal for Hightstown was scored by Liam Connolly at minute 5:08 in the fourth quarter. Boys lacrosse has had a successful season with their wins ranking most in school history. Head coach Mr. Zapicki is here with the stats.
The boys lacrosse team had a really successful season. We had our most wins in school history with 17 this season. We finished at 17 wins and 4 losses. The 4 losses that we had this season were to some of the best teams in the whole state. So I'm really happy with definitely some of our senior leadership and a lot of the guys on our team. The Mercer County tournament was fun. It was our first time in program history actually reaching the semifinals, and then as well the first time actually reaching the finals. So I think it was a good learning experience and a good reward for a lot of our seniors that have been with us for a long time, but also a good learning experience for the younger players who in the future hope to get back to that stage again. I'm in a unique situation when I took over as head coach. These seniors were just freshmen, so they've been playing under the system that I've put in for all 4 of their years. So they have a special spot with me because they bought in and they've really worked hard to get to where they are today. And we graduate a lot of seniors and a lot of starting players, but there's a lot of younger players who I think are ready to step up when the time will come. A lot of sophomores and juniors this year who, will be in a starting spot next year, and it'll be important for them to be ready to go.
The star senior players of this team was number 13, Ryan Daunt, number 22, Sean Haddock, number 6, Matt DiCristofaro, number 17, Danny Tiemann, and goalie number 14, Luke Nagy.
I think, with 3 seniors this year who are going to play in college, it's Sean Haddock, Ryan Daunt, and Danny Tiemann. A couple things, I would make sure that they hit the weight room. A lot of them are not the size and strength that they need to be to play at the college level. They're used to being, the best player on our team or the best player on their club team, and they'll go now to a team where they'll be the best player among everyone's team. And so they need to realize that they're going to have to put in the extra work, and they're going to have to fight for their starting spots just like they did when they came here as freshmen. So they need to definitely make sure they hit the weight room, and then they need to remember, to be patient. They've been in, these starting positions and in a place where they were the best player, and now they're not going to be the best player. And so that could be something that could be frustrating for them, in the same situation for myself when I started playing lacrosse in college. It's a whole different atmosphere. Everyone is very talented, and it can be intimidating. But I'm excited to see what the 3 of them can do in the future.
We wish Mr. Sapicki the best of luck for the next lacrosse season, and good luck to our seniors. Congratulations to the boys lacrosse team for an amazing season, and good luck to our seniors with their future endeavors. This is Denise Quintanilla for the Ram Report.
Thanks, Denise. We will be looking forward to seeing how our boys lacrosse team does next season.
Longtime math teacher Mrs. Horta is retiring after 41 years of working in the district. Throughout, she has been dedicated to giving her students the best education she can. Giving her an opportunity to say goodbye is Kyle Dougherty.
Ms. Horta is a dedicated teacher that has been working within Hightstown for 41 years now. 41 years is a long time for us students here because we haven't even been alive for half the time that she has been teaching. If you ask any student, 41 years is a very long time. But Ms. Horta describes those 41 years as a breeze. It was like she just woke up one morning years later getting ready to retire.
Each year blended in from one year to the next. Every year was a good year. It's not like I had a year like, oh, I'm done with this. I enjoy working with the students, and they've just given me, they kept me young actually. I just enjoy listening to their stories and talking with them. And no, it just, all of a sudden I woke up and 40 years later, here I am. So no, never thought about it.
Even though Ms. Horta has been joking around for the past few years about retiring, a big change in her life really made that decision when to retire really easy.
I've been joking around for the past few years, this is it, this is it, this is it. But again, when my daughter and son-in-law told me that they were having a child, I was like so thrilled, and I just wanted to be that grandma that was available all the time. So that's what made my decision.
Working every day and doing the same routine for many and many years could really cause for a big shock when the routine is taken away.
I've been doing this routine now for so long that I think the transition is going to be a little difficult. I don't plan on being around here in Hightstown the first day of school next year. I don't want to see the buses driving past my house. Because of that, routine, I think it'll be kind of on the difficult side.
Since Ms. Horta has been around here at Hightstown so long, she's really seen how the school has changed for the better over the years.
I was a student here at Hightstown, and so the biggest change that I've seen even from when I was here in 1971, I graduated, was how diverse the school has become and how well adjusted the students are to each other's culture. So that is a big thing, because when I was in school here, my junior year, we had racial riots. And so from that transition to now walking in the cafeteria and just seeing everybody being friends with everyone and sitting with everyone, that's probably the biggest change, which is the best change.
Ms. Horta's retirement has not slowed her down any in being active within the school. Ms. Horta has one of the best classrooms with a good view of the outside. She takes notice of the courtyard, which used to be a piece of beauty for the school. But not so much these days. Ms. Horta offered her personal opinion on the school courtyard and its history.
It used to be an honor court, and when I had National Honor Society, we used to have a little ceremony in there with the officers and initiation of officers. But since then, we really haven't done much with that courtyard. I mean, some senior classes have bought like a water fountain or something to just dress it up, but the courtyard really is just, it's just been pretty to watch.
The courtyard does seem to have a good view through windows inside the school, but it's a whole different story when you stand out there. Ms. Horta did recommend some changes that could reinstate the courtyard's impact upon the school's community.
It's not convenient for teachers to take kids out there. There's no place for them to sit. There's a couple of benches out there, but to have a classroom out there, it's really not conducive to just bringing students out there. Plus, years ago, before air conditioning, the windows would be open and there would be distraction from the class that was outside. So, I mean, it would be nice if there were tables out there and maybe kids could, you know, study out there, or maybe some kind of an honor society can just go out there and use it. It would be nice.
Ms. Horta was a great teacher and inspired many students in her great teaching and her dedication to changing things to help the students. We wish her best of luck in her retirement and the progress of hopefully reopening the courtyard.
We wish Mrs. Horta the best of luck on her retirement and an easy transition into her new life.
This concludes the summer edition of the show. For the Ram Report, I'm Byron Ruff.
And I'm Jess Ketterer.
On behalf of myself, Jess, Hola Butt, Sud Murthy, Michael Ordahl, and Snazzy Jazzy, we thank you for watching the show.
We'll see you next time on The Ram Report.